let's talk about something that keeps leaders up at night: employee retention. It can feel like you've got this constant revolving door, and it's not just draining your budget, it's draining your team's morale and all that valuable knowledge. So in this explainer, we're going to dig into the data behind a really powerful modern solution: digital rewards. All right, here's our game plan. First, we're going to look at the true cost of turnover. Then we'll break down why the old ways of doing things just aren't working anymore. After that, we'll dive into the world of digital rewards, see the actual data on how they impact retention. And finally, we'll walk through exactly how you can design and implement a program that really works. Okay, so let's jump right in. To really get a handle on the solution, we first have to understand the true scale of the problem. You know, keeping your people isn't just about dodging the headache of hiring. It's a massive financial and operational win. I mean, really think about it for a second. It's so much more than just the cost of a job ad. You've got lost productivity, you've got the time and money to train a new person, not to mention the strain it puts on the rest of the team who has to pick up the slack. Those costs, they add up, and they add up fast. And get this, here's a stat that might really surprise you. The biggest danger zone for losing an employee is way earlier than most people think. A huge study from Equifax found that 40%, almost half, of all turnover happens in the first 6 months. That tells you everything you need to know about how critical those first impressions and that early engagement really are. So, why do people actually leave? Well, it's not always just about getting a bigger paycheck somewhere else. I mean, that's definitely one reason. But it can also be a negative work environment that just crushes morale, or a feeling that there's no room to grow, like you've hit a ceiling. Sometimes it's just a string of bad experiences that lead to general dissatisfaction. A truly smart retention strategy has to tackle all of these fronts. So if we know why people are walking out the door, we can start to see why the old, traditional solutions are completely missing the mark. Let's break down why those old-school incentive programs just aren't cutting it in today's world.
This slide really just nails the core problem. On one hand, you've got the traditional way: slow, clunky, manual processes doling out these generic, impersonal rewards. But on the other hand, look at what today's employees actually expect. They want recognition that's instant. They want personalized choices that are relevant to them. They want a smooth digital experience, not some gift from a catalog that shows up a month later.
And this quote from the Harvard Business Review is so on point. Old school incentives might get you what they call temporary compliance. Sure, people will do the thing to get the reward, but it doesn't build any real, lasting commitment. You can't just buy loyalty. You have to earn it by actually showing your people you see them and you value their work. Okay, so if the old way is broken, what's the fix? Well, this is where we pivot to the modern solution. It's all about using technology to deliver rewards that are fast, flexible, and feel truly personal. Before we go any farther, let's just get on the same page about what we mean by incentives. We're not just talking about a year-end bonus. A modern incentive is any kind of reward. It could be money, it could be something else entirely that is clearly and directly tied to a specific contribution that helps the company. It's all about reinforcing the behaviors you want to see more of. And the modern toolbox for this is so much bigger than it used to be. Of course, money still talks. Bonuses and commissions are powerful, but non-monetary things like extra time off or a unique experience can be way more memorable. The real game changers, though, are the digital options. Things like gift card marketplaces that give employees total choice, and peer-to-peer platforms that help build a real culture of appreciation. And this is really the magic of it. With today's technology, you can send a meaningful reward to an employee on the other side of the world, and they get it instantly. These systems are automated, they can plug right into the software you already use, and this does two amazing things. It creates an incredible experience for your employee, and it frees up your HR team from all that painful manual admin work. All right, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But let's look at the actual proof. How does this new way of thinking about rewards actually impact your bottom line and your key retention numbers? Here is a huge number from Gallup. Highly engaged employees are 5 times less likely to quit their jobs. 5 times! And what creates that engagement? Well, it's feeling valued, feeling recognized, and feeling connected to the company's mission, which is exactly what a great rewards program helps to build. This chart lays out 2 really powerful strategies. So check out the first bar. Companies that have strong benefits and incentive programs see 26% lower turnover. That's huge! Now look at the second bar. When companies hire from within, which is a key form of non-monetary recognition, those employees stick around 41% longer. It's just clear proof that when you invest in your people, they invest back in you. Now, this data is so interesting because it shows you what really makes people stay in their jobs. You might think it's all about money, and yeah, higher pay is critical. But look at what's number one: career growth. That's what people want most. And right behind pay, you've got having a supportive manager and feeling recognized for your work. This just proves that a holistic strategy that includes growth and appreciation is the key to keeping your best talent.
So we've covered the why, and we've seen the proof. Now let's get down to brass tacks and talk about the how. How do you actually build an incentive program that delivers these kinds of results?
Well, the best approach isn't just one single program. It's more like a layered strategy. Think of it in 3 levels. At the base, you have your everyday recognition, thanking people for their contributions. In the middle, you have strategic recognition that reinforces your company's values. And at the very top, you have performance-based rewards tied to very specific achievements. A truly great program has all 3 of these things working in harmony.
And here is a super clear 5-step roadmap to get you there. It all starts with your goals. But step 2, this is the one people always seem to skip, and it is absolutely crucial. You have to ask your employees what they actually find valuable. Don't guess, run a survey. Once you know what truly motivates them, you can build a plan, get their feedback, and launch a program that you're constantly improving.
Okay, let's wrap this up by boiling everything down into the final, practical steps you can take to put your plan into motion. This is where the rubber meets the road.
For any program like this to actually work, it has to be built on these core principles. The goals have to be crystal clear, the process has to be transparent and fair, and the reward has to be timely. The closer it comes to the actual achievement, the bigger the impact. Then you just have to offer variety, communicate constantly, and automate the whole thing. That's where technology becomes your absolute best friend.
And this really highlights one of the most powerful shifts in modern recognition. It's all about peer-to-peer rewards. Instead of recognition only ever coming from the top down, you empower your employees to recognize each other. This creates this amazing web of positive reinforcement. It builds real camaraderie, and it grows a culture of appreciation from the ground up. So we'll end with this one final thought. In today's talent market, which is more competitive than ever, having a strategic, modern, digital-first approach to rewards isn't just a nice-to-have anymore. It's a competitive necessity. The real question isn't whether you can afford to invest in this stuff, it's whether you can afford not to.